The Earth is filled with perplexing mysteries, many of which remain unsolved to this day. One such mystery lies in the icy expanse of Antarctica. What would happen if all the ice in Antarctica were to melt? This raises questions about the secrets hidden within the frozen regions of Antarctica. Due to its extraordinarily frigid and harsh conditions, humanity has been limited in exploring this vast land. Nevertheless, the discoveries made so far in Antarctica have been both captivating and terrifying. From unusual creatures to previously unseen phenomena, Antarctica holds immense potential for exploration. Join us as we uncover 20 terrifying things discovered in Antarctica. Number 20. Underground lakes. Scientists have made remarkable discoveries about the underground lakes in Antarctica, despite the thick layers of ice that cover the continent. These lakes were initially detected in 1970 using radar technology, and it is estimated that there are approximately 400 lakes beneath 3 kilometers of ice in the explored regions. The formation of these lakes is believed to have occurred after Antarctica separated from the ancient supercontinent Gondwana. Interestingly, the lakes do not freeze due to the immense pressure exerted by the overlying ice sheet. Among these subglacial lakes, Lake Vostok is the largest in Antarctica. It was discovered in the 1990s by Russian scientists and is located 3.5 kilometers below the ice. In recent years, scientists have successfully drilled deep holes into the ice to retrieve water samples from Lake Vostok. Surprisingly, one sample showed that the water maintains a temperature of around -3 degrees Celsius, despite being covered by ice for over 20 million years. Another significant breakthrough occurred in 2014, when scientists made fascinating findings at Lake Whillans. This lake, located nearly a kilometer below the ice sheet, revealed a diverse and active ecosystem of microorganisms. These resilient species have thrived without sunlight or fresh air for millions of years, utilizing methane and ammonium as energy sources for their growth. Exploring these underground lakes in Antarctica provides valuable insights into the unique and hidden ecosystems beneath the ice. It highlights the ability of life to adapt and survive in extreme environments. Number 19. Rainforests and fossils. The ancient landmass of Antarctica has undergone tremendous transformations over millions of years. Contrary to its current frozen desert state, Antarctica was once a warm region with rainforests and the possibility of ancient civilizations. Evidence supporting this theory includes the discovery of fossilized wood, signs of tropical trees, and leaf impressions that indicate the existence of rainforests in Antarctica. Furthermore, scientists have uncovered a wealth of fossils from various life forms, including marine animals, birds, and dinosaurs from the Cretaceous period. Notably, they have found fossilized forewings of a beetle species that inhabited Antarctica between 14 and 20 million years ago during a warmer climate. Additionally, tiny single-celled fossils have sparked debates among scientists due to their significance and potential insights. In another extraordinary discovery, researchers found 50-million-year-old sperm cells in the egg case of a long-extinct worm species. This finding holds great promise for providing new information about evolution and its processes. Antarctica's rich fossil record and the remnants of its ancient ecosystems offer intriguing glimpses into its past as a warmer and more biodiverse region. Number 18. Singing ice. The Ross Ice Shelf in Antarctica, the most enormous ice shelf on the continent, has been found to emit a haunting melody. Stretching over an area of more than 500,000 square kilometers, roughly equivalent to the size of France, this several hundred-meter-thick ice slab has surprised scientists with its melodic nature. The eerie song arises from the interaction of wind with the snow dunes on the ice shelf's surface. As the wind passes over the dunes, it generates vibrations that produce continuous seismic tones. Interestingly, the vibrations are not audible to the human ear, necessitating seismic sensors to capture and analyze the mournful melody. Initially, these sensors were installed on the ice shelf for purposes unrelated to the discovery of its singing. However, scientists stumbled upon this phenomenon by chance. They soon realized that the song of the ice shelf changes in response to environmental factors, just like snow shifts during storms or melting processes. Researchers have used this newfound knowledge to utilize the ice shelf's song as a real-time monitoring tool. By tracking the variations in the seismic hum, they can assess the stability and susceptibility of the ice shelf to collapse. Number 17. ice holes. In 2017, a gaping hole known as the Polynya appeared in Antarctica, measuring the size of Ireland and spanning 78,000 kilometers. This is the most enormous hole to have formed in the region since the late 1970s. These holes, scientifically called cryoconite holes, are composed of ice and dust particles and can contain rock particles and microbes. They absorb sunlight and cause the ice underneath to melt, forming holes that make it appear like the land is collapsing. Scientists believe unusual ocean conditions, weather patterns, and intense storms with hurricane-like winds may cause these holes. These holes contain large amounts of water vapor, a potent greenhouse gas that warms the sea and intensifies cyclones. These offshore holes may become more common with climate change, posing potential disasters. Although scientists are still studying these holes' effects, it is known that they fill up with water that can support cold-adapted microorganisms in the summer. Number 16. Loch Ness Monster.
Oh my God!
The Loch Ness Monster, famously known as Nessie, has long been associated with Scotland's Loch Ness. Although the Loch Ness Monster is widely considered a myth, and much evidence supporting its existence has been discredited, reports of fossil discoveries from Antarctica suggest otherwise. Researchers have uncovered the remains of a gigantic Elasmosaurus, a type of marine reptile in Antarctica. This 70-million-year-old fossil has led to comparisons with the Loch Ness Monster due to its size and appearance. It is determined that the animal would have once weighed as much as 15 tons, and it is now one of the most complete ancient reptile fossils ever discovered. The marine giant was a magnificent reptile belonging to the Elasmosaurid family. It is the largest of its kind ever discovered. Elasmosaurids are part of the plesiosaur family, known for encompassing some of the most colossal sea creatures of the Cretaceous period. In popular folklore, there is a belief that the Loch Ness Monster, often described as a long-necked creature resembling an elasmosaur, might have survived the extinction that wiped out other dinosaurs. These majestic beings resembled large manatees, boasting elongated necks akin to giraffes and featuring snake-like heads. Number 15. Huge glacier cavity. Imagine a cavity so vast that it stretches across an area 2/3 the size of Manhattan. Standing almost 1,000 feet tall, this perplexing void is a marvelous spectacle, capturing the attention of researchers and sparking a sense of urgency. The Thwaites Glacier, located in West Antarctica, is facing rapid decay, and this humongous cavity serves as a chilling testament to its disintegration. The findings of a groundbreaking NASA-led study shed light on the disturbing state of this glacier, emphasizing the pressing need for meticulous observations of Antarctic ice formations. Picture the dramatic ebb and flow of the tide, causing the grounding line, the point where the glacier connects to the bedrock, to retreat and advance. In this dance between land and sea, the Thwaites Glacier is slowly coming unstuck from a ridge in the bedrock, paving the way for the creation of this mind-boggling cavity. These revelations remind us of the delicate balance at play in our ever-changing world. As sinking areas are depicted in vivid red on surface height maps and rising areas shine in brilliant blue, we witness the unprecedented sinking caused by this expanding void. But let's not forget the spectacular wonder of calving, where giant chunks of ice break off from the mottled area near the cavity's edge. Number 14. Blood Falls. The notorious blood-red waterfalls in Antarctica, aka Blood Falls, are located at the end of the Taylor Glacier, flowing into Lake Bonny. Blood Falls has captivated scientists for over a century since its discovery by geologist Griffith Taylor during Captain Robert F. Scott's Antarctic expedition in the early 1900s. Despite their ominous appearance, the water in Blood Falls is not actually composed of blood. The red color is due to a combination of iron-rich brine and oxidized iron. The water originates from a subglacial lake underneath the Taylor Glacier. The high iron content in the water interacts with the oxygen-rich atmosphere, causing the iron to oxidize and giving the water its exceptional reddish hue. Blood Falls represents a distinctive ecosystem as well. Scientists have discovered microbial life in the brine, including bacteria that can survive in extreme conditions without sunlight or oxygen. These microorganisms have adapted to survive in the subglacial lake's cold, dark, and hypersaline environments. Number 13. Prehistoric Animals. Antarctica was once part of the ancient supercontinent Gondwana, which also included present-day South America, Africa, Arabia, Madagascar, India, and Australia. As Gondwana began to break apart around 160 million years ago, Antarctica became isolated, leading to the evolution of its modern environment. Interestingly, Antarctica was home to dinosaurs, although only a few have been formally described. Fossils of ankylosaurs, mosasaurs, and plesiosaurs have been discovered in the northern tip of the Antarctic Peninsula. Seymour Island, located near the Antarctic Peninsula, is a crucial fossil site with diverse fossils from different environments. It includes one of the few uninterrupted sections across the Cretaceous-Tertiary boundary, which marks the time when dinosaurs and many other life forms went extinct, possibly due to a meteorite or asteroid impact. The Vestfold Hills Marine Plain in Antarctica contains fossils from approximately 4.5 to 4.1 million years ago, including fossil dolphins and whales. The dolphins found there are unique as they lack teeth and are believed to have used echolocation to locate and feed on squid by sucking them into their long jaws. These fossils are relatively well preserved, appearing as almost complete skeletons that sank gently into the mud after their death. Around 2 to 3 million years ago, a major extinction event occurred, possibly as part of a global extinction event. The cause of this event is still debated, but the closure of the Isthmus of Panama is considered a substantial contributing factor. The closure of the isthmus led to changes in ocean circulation and the onset of glaciation in the northern hemisphere. The growth of the Himalayas during that time might have also influenced atmospheric circulation in the northern hemisphere. These factors, among others, contributed to the extinction event. Nevertheless, knowing that dinosaurs once inhabited the Antarctic lands is genuinely fascinating. Number 12. Giant sea spiders. This one might leave you on the edge of your seat. The Antarctic sea spider is a marine arthropod belonging to the class Pycnogonidae. These creatures can grow to a size exceeding 30 centimeters in diameter, roughly the size of a chihuahua. They are found along the coast of Antarctica and are characterized by their 5 pairs of legs. Surprisingly, despite their spider-like appearance, they are harmless to humans and do not possess venom or bite. Sea spiders are bewitching scientists due to their long evolutionary history of 500 million years and their remarkable diversity in terms of colors, body shapes, and sizes. Their legs play a vital role as they house their essential organs and are used to extract the internal contents of their prey. Despite their harmless nature, encountering such a sizable spider-like creature would be intimidating. Number 11. Rare 17-pound meteorite. In January of this year, an international team of researchers conducted an expedition to Antarctica. It made an exciting discovery. They found 5 new meteorites, including one of the largest ever found on the continent. This rare meteorite, which weighs approximately 17 pounds and is about the size of a cantaloupe, stands out among the roughly 100 meteorites of this size or larger that have been discovered in Antarctica, a renowned location for meteorite hunting. The outstanding find will be sent to the Royal Belgian Institute of Natural Sciences in Brussels for further study. Maria Valdez, a research scientist at the Field Museum of Natural History and the University of Chicago, is an expert in analyzing the material collected during the expedition. Valdez specializes in cosmochemistry, which involves using meteorites to study the chemical composition and origins of the solar system. Valdez plans to dissolve her samples using strong acids and utilize calibrated chemistry techniques to isolate different elements within the rock. This analysis will help her understand the rock's origin, evolution, the parent body it came from, and the location within the solar system where that parent body formed. By addressing these critical questions, Valdez aims to contribute to our knowledge of the solar system's development. Number 10. Mount Erebus. Mount Erebus is a volcano located on Ross Island in Antarctica. It is one of the continent's most prominent and active volcanoes. What makes Mount Erebus special is its peculiar characteristics, value, and of course its location. Mount Erebus was long dormant but showed increased activity from the mid-1970 ASS. It is known for its persistent lava lakes that occasionally fill its crater but do not overflow. The volcano's activity has been closely monitored due to its proximity to McMurdo Station, the largest station in Antarctica located on its lower flank. Mount Erebus is situated in one of the coldest regions on Earth, making it an inhospitable and challenging environment. Despite the frozen conditions, scientists are enthralled by the possibility of life forms that thrive in the extreme heat generated by the volcano. This has led to scientific expeditions and research focused on studying the extraordinary microbial life that may exist in such extreme environments. In Greek mythology, Erebus was the son of the god god Chaos, and he represented darkness and shadow. Mount Erebus is named after this mythological figure, associated with its dark and often smoky volcanic activity. The name reflects the mysterious and awe-inspiring nature of the volcano. Number 9. Emerald green icebergs. With their striking green color, these exquisite icebergs have been a subject of study and interest for a long time. One researcher, Dr. Stephen Warren, has been studying green icebergs since 1988. Initially, he was attracted by their density rather than their color. Unlike regular icebergs formed from compacted snow, these green icebergs appeared free of air pockets, lacking the typical bubbles in the ice. This distinguishing characteristic was evident upon observation and led to further investigation. Dr. Warren collected samples from one of these green icebergs in 1988 near the Amory Ice Shelf in East Antarctica. His research aimed to understand the composition and properties of these unusual ice formations. The green coloration is believed to be linked to organic matter, such as microscopic algae or phytoplankton present within the ice. These organisms thrive in the cold Antarctic waters and can become trapped and incorporated into the ice during freezing. Green icebergs have been noted in Antarctica since the 18th century, becoming a part of the region's mythology. Explorers and researchers have marveled at these verdant outliers found at the bottom of the world. The enigma surrounding the green icebergs has piqued scientific curiosity and continues to be a subject of scientific investigation. Number 8. McMurdo Dry Valleys. The McMurdo Dry Valleys are a one-of-a-kind geographical feature located in Antarctica, specifically within Victoria Land west of McMurdo Sound. They are a series of valleys characterized by their largely snow-free and arid conditions. The dry valleys experience extremely low humidity, and the surrounding mountains block ice flow from nearby glaciers, resulting in a lack of snow and ice cover. These conditions make the dry valleys one of the most extreme deserts in the world. The absence of significant precipitation and the harsh environment poses considerable challenges for life forms to survive. The bedrock of the dry valleys consists primarily of granites and gneisses, and the landscape is dotted with glacial tills and loose gravel. The valleys exhibit a barren and otherworldly appearance, devoid of vegetation and covered in a layer of loose rocks and gravel. Despite the inhospitable environment, the McMurdo Dry Valleys are not entirely devoid of life. Scientists have discovered microbial communities, including photosynthetic bacteria, living in the relatively moist interior of rocks. These organisms have adapted to extreme conditions and offer insights into how life can survive in harsh environments. The dry valleys are considered the closest terrestrial environment to Mars and serve as a testing ground for studying the limits of life on Earth and potentially other planets. Number 7. Southern Ocean. The Southern Ocean, also known as the Antarctic Ocean, is a monumental body of salt water that encompasses the southernmost waters of the world ocean and surrounds Antarctica below 60° S latitude. The Southern Ocean is located south of the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Oceans and their tributary seas, and it is unbroken by any other continental landmass. It is generally considered an area below 60° S latitude and encircling Antarctica. Oceanic Division. With an estimated size of 20,327,000 square kilometers, the Southern Ocean is the second smallest of the 5 principal oceanic divisions, larger than the Arctic Ocean but smaller than the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Oceans. The Southern Ocean is distinguished by the powerful Antarctic Circumpolar Current, a critical flow circling Antarctica. The Antarctic Circumpolar Current connects the world's oceans and helps regulate global climate by transporting heat and nutrients. It is known for its strong winds, cold temperatures, and extreme weather conditions. The Southern Ocean supports a special and diverse marine ecosystem with various species, including whales, seals, penguins, and a rich array of marine life. The region's isolation and harsh conditions have contributed to the evolution of distinct adaptations and specialized species adapted to the cold Antarctic environment. Number 6. Deep Lake. Deep Lake, a mystifying and enchanting body of water nestled in the heart of East Antarctica, has charmed scientists for years. This inland lake, located 55 meters below sea level, boasts salty waters comparable to the Dead Sea and 10 times saltier than the ocean. This incredible salinity prevents the water from freezing, even when temperatures drop to a chilling -20°C at its deepest point. While Deep Lake's waters are inhospitable to most living creatures, it is home to one of the most amazing ecosystems in the world. Scientists have discovered 4 microbe species thriving in the lake's unique environment. These microorganisms have adapted to harsh conditions and can survive in an exceptionally hostile environment to most other living organisms. Although some penguins have been spotted swimming swimming in deep lake's chilly waters, the lake is much colder than the ocean, and these animals can quickly perish. As a result, the lake remains practically uninhabitable for most creatures. Number 5. Rectangular icebergs. In the extensive expanse of Antarctica, peculiar rectangular icebergs have seized the attention of scientists and the public alike. One notable instance involved a nearly perfect rectangular iceberg discovered by NASA. This monolithic slab of ice appeared as if it had been deliberately cut, exhibiting outstanding geometric precision. Measuring about a mile wide, this iceberg stood in contrast to its more irregularly shaped counterparts. While its dimensions were more minor than another well-known iceberg from the Larsen C ice shelf, it nevertheless enticed ample interest and speculation among scientists. Although the appearance of these icebergs might seem bizarre, it is essential to note that they are entirely natural phenomena. Most of us are accustomed to seeing images of angular icebergs with only a tiny portion visible above the water's surface. However, a distinct type of iceberg exists known as a tabular iceberg. Tabular icebergs exhibit steep, almost vertical sides and feature a flat plateau-like top. These icebergs typically detach from ice shelves, which are expansive formations of thick ice. When a tabular iceberg breaks off cleanly from the ice shelf, it can possess angles close to 90 degrees. According to Kelly Brunt, a NASA scientist, if the iceberg in question has sharp edges, it is likely relatively young, as the forces of wind, waves, and sea spray gradually erode and round out its contours over time. Number 4. Gambertsev Mountain Range. The Gambertsev Mountain Range, or the Gambertsev Subglacial Mountains, is a subglacial mountain range in East Antarctica. The range extends for approximately 750 to 800 miles and reaches its highest point at 11,120 feet above sea level. It is situated beneath the thick Antarctic ice cap, buried under over 1,970 feet of ice. The discovery of the Gambertsev Mountains dates back to 1958, when the Third Soviet Antarctic expedition first identified them. These mountains were named after Grigory A. Gambertsev, a Soviet geophysicist. The range was subsequently mapped through seismic reflections. The Gambertsev Mountains are located near the southern pole of inaccessibility, close to the Doma region of East Antarctica. The Gambertsev Mountains are particularly interesting to scientists due to their distinguished geological characteristics. They appear to be part of a rift, a series of ridges formed by separating Earth's tectonic plates. This rift, once approximately 1,800 miles long, is believed to have formed millions of years ago. Due to their remote and inaccessible location, the Gambertsev Mountains present challenges for scientific exploration. However, several research expeditions have been conducted to study these mountains, employing technologies such as ice-penetrating radar and other geophysical techniques to understand their formation and evolution better. Number 3. Alien ship. A wrecked spaceship of aliens. That's what some people thought when they saw these pictures of a strange object in Antarctica. But before you start packing for a trip to meet our extraterrestrial friends, let us tell you the truth behind the hype. The photos actually show the aftermath of an avalanche that sent a massive block of ice flying. It's a captivating natural phenomenon, but it doesn't prove the existence of aliens, at least not yet. Number 2. Antarctic fungi. Antarctica is home to a diverse range of microorganisms and extremophiles, including unique types of fungi. While fungi are typically associated with warm and wooded areas, certain fungi in Antarctica have adapted to the harsh, cold climate. These fungi have developed the ability to sustain themselves by consuming the abandoned wooden huts left behind by early explorers, some of which are centuries old. Observing how these fungi have found a niche in the frigid Antarctic environment is mesmerizing. In addition to the fungi that feed on wooden structures, scientists have also discovered fungi that thrive on petroleum seeping from fuel containers left by explorers. This discovery opens possibilities for utilizing these unusual fungi to decontaminate larger oil spills worldwide. Research is underway to study these fungi's capabilities and determine their potential applications in environmental remediation. By exploring the abilities of these Antarctic fungi, scientists aim to harness their natural properties to mitigate oil pollution on a larger scale. Number 1. The Forbidden Sector. Did you know Antarctica has a restricted area known as the Forbidden Sector? Only authorized individuals are allowed to enter this region, similar to Area 51. It is shrouded in mystery and no one knows what happens inside. If anyone tries to sneak a peek, they are immediately apprehended by guards and taken away. The official reason for this restriction is to protect the emperor penguin colonies in the area. However, many suspect there may be more to it than meets the eye. We hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you in the next one.